Hi guys, Colesy, and today I want to talk to you about VR. I'm going to be giving you my little opinion and review on VR, being as if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that I recently got myself a VR headset. I realised that maybe I'm a little bit late to the VR game. It turns out VR, quite expensive when it first came out, and it's only recently sort of dropped in price to a point that I could reasonably argue that I could afford to buy a VR headset. And also my PC is good enough that it can run it. So I've had my VR headset for about a week and I've been playing a lot of games on it and doing a lot of things. Actually, no, that sounds weird. I've been mainly playing games. I haven't been watching porn on it. Just so you know, when I said doing other things, I just meant like playing around with it. I didn't mean porn. Anyway, that's what we're going to be talking about today, and I'm going to be giving you my opinion of it, basically. Short story, it's really goddamn good, and everyone I've had, you know, friends and family that have been trying it out, coming around to test out the headset and have a go for themselves, have all been quite amazed by it. They've really enjoyed it, and it's definitely a unique experience, and it's very hard to get across in a video just how cool and how awesome it feels. So I realized that me talking about this is still not going to be as good as you actually trying it for yourself. And if you haven't tried it for yourself, please go and try it. If you can, go to a VR space, go somewhere. If your friend has one, try theirs. When you try it, you will know what I mean by it feels weird but incredible. So I purchased myself an Oculus Rift. The first version of the Oculus Rift, not the S, not a Vive, you know, the cheapest one I could find, because it's still a lot of money, don't get me wrong. It's significantly cheaper than it was when it released, but it's still a chunk of money, and you need a good PC to run it. If you're looking for a good PC, go check out Fizz PC and use code Colesy5. You'll save yourself 5%. Get yourself a nice PC that can run yourself some VR if you're interested in getting VR. Just a little plug there for Fizz PC. It's a large investment, and if you aren't someone with a PC, a gaming PC that is capable of doing VR anyway, then VR is an entirely another level of expensive, basically, because you're gonna have to buy the PC too. So that's what I got with the touch controllers. Got two sensors. They're sort of set up okay at the minute. It works for VR anyway. There's probably a better way I can set it up, and I might change it in the future. But that's what I've got. You know what? I'll put the headset on. I'll put the headset on. I don't know why I'm trying to sort my hair at all, because the headset is going to mess my hair up. Here we are. I'm in VR. I'm wearing the Oculus headset. Now, I have this set up so that in the VR, I'm in a virtual apartment currently, but in VR, I can see my monitor so that I can actually make sure that I'm looking generally towards you guys and not like over here talking, because that's gonna balls everything up. Should be able to show you guys exactly what I can see. So this is the virtual apartment thing. A little robot over there. This is the virtual apartment thing, and I've set up this TV which is mirroring my PC monitor so I can see. But there we go. I might just do the rest of the video wearing this, to be honest. It makes no difference. I can do it. That's the power of virtual reality. I will do the rest of the video wearing the headset, but I can make this a little less weird and a little less, you know, a little more personal, maybe, you know, because you guys can't see my eyes, and it's this dude wearing a big black box on his head. 1 second, I can make this better, and I shall take you with me on this adventure. Right, let's go. Sorry, washing machine, I need your eye. Right, there we go. That's better. Now it feels like I'm looking at you. We're connecting. It's all good. My initial concern, I need to stop moving my hands. My initial concern with VR was that, is it gonna be that good? Is it gonna make me feel sick? And there was only one case in the week I've had it where I've actually felt ill from playing VR, and that wasn't a game, that was Google Earth. I don't know, there's a lot of weird controls to that game, and that game, it's not even a game, it's Google Earth, but that made me feel sick. but everything else I've played has been awesome and I felt fine. To try and give you like a basic rundown of what I've done and what I've played in VR and my experience so far. So day one, obviously very excited to get it. It was really cool. I was like, oh, cool new thing to play with. That's always fun. So set it up, did the tutorials. It gives you a nice tutorial to use the touch controllers. If I can, where are the touch controllers? They're over here, I think. Yeah, here's my hand. Ow, hit the microphone again. This is the touch controller. They fit real nicely in the hand and they feel really good. And then you can virtually see hands. Basically, there's a tutorial that gives you a basic way of using them and gives you the controls basically. Did that because, you know, I'd never played VR before. The closest I've ever had to VR is when I used to make videos with like the Google Cardboard style of VR, where it's basically your phone in just a headset. You know, I wanted to do everything right. I wanted to do all the tutorials, so I did the touch control tutorial so that I would know how to use them. That's like takes a couple minutes. Did that, and then there's a tutorial with a flying robot, and that basically is just like a real small, short, fun little intro to how VR works and how it plays. And that was where I had my initial like, holy crap, this is awesome. So the robot flies up, he flies around, and he flies towards you and stuff. And I had this weird feeling, like he's flying around and I'm going, oh, this is, like he's gonna hit me. And I like, obviously I know I'm in VR, it's not real, but the feeling of how real it was, even though like it's not like the clearest picture, doesn't look like graphically like real life, you can tell that it is screens you're looking at, but when you're in it, it does feel real. It's a weird, it's hard to explain. It feels real even though you definitely know it's not real. Like I said, you have to try it for yourself. Like me explaining or me showing you footage is not gonna do it justice basically. So that was my first experience of being like, holy crap, this is actually awesome. And it just got better from there. So the first game I bought was Beat Saber. It's like I feel like it's like a staple of VR. If you have VR, you should have Beat Saber because it's just a great game. It's a fun game. Anyone can play it. The motions that you do, the way the game works is just natural. It just makes sense. You just know what to do automatically. You can put somebody into it that's never played VR and they will understand how to play Beat Saber basically. Since then, I've modded Beat Saber so that we can have custom songs in it, so that, you know, my girlfriend and stuff and whoever comes around to play can play songs that we know rather than just the generic sort of Beat Saber made ones. That's made Beat Saber even cooler. There's that next level of cool, and to be fair, setting up the mod was like super easy, so it wasn't a hard time, and it just made Beat Saber amazing. Other things I've played is The Lab. It's a free sort of, I guess it's like a demo. It's great for demoing VR. There's a bunch of like mini games in that, like the archery mini game. That is super fun. Really enjoyed that. That's super cool, and because it's free, it's accessible to everyone with VR, so you should definitely check that out. Google Earth I would not recommend. Did play around with it, you know, flying to places that we went to on holiday and stuff, but after I came out of it, I was super dizzy and sick, so maybe I won't mess around with Google Earth. I for whatever reason, it might not make everyone sick, but it made me feel ill. I had just a minute of being like, hang on, I need to just close my eyes and sit here, which was not fun. But that's the only experience I've had in the entire week of playing VR stuff where I felt weird. So after that, the only game I bought was Beat Saber until handily Humble Bundle had a VR bundle release, and I was like, this could not have been more perfectly timed for me. I've just bought VR. They've got a whole bunch of games for a great price and a bunch of games that I was interested in. So Gorn was one of the games I've played since. It's got Budget Cuts I've not played yet, but I have heard very many good things about that, and I know there's Budget Cuts 2 either out or coming out, so I will definitely play that. The other game is Superhot VR. It's been a super fun game that I've been playing. I played it actually all yesterday, well, not all yesterday, but I played it a bunch yesterday and finished it. And that is just super good. Like, Superhot was a cool game anyway, and I was kind of a little bit annoyed that I already have Superhot, and I was like, oh, why do I have to buy VR? Like, why do I have to buy the VR thing for it? Why is it not just included? But actually, having now played the game, it's a completely different game. Like, it's been specially developed for VR, so it makes sense why it's a separate game you have to buy. But that's super fun. Really enjoyed that. I've completed the whole thing now, and that is just great. Like, again, I cannot explain how good of an experience VR is. If you haven't tried it, if you haven't played it, there's a basketball rolling by me, sorry. I was distracted by VR. If you haven't played it, if you haven't tried VR, you just have to. Like, there's no better way to experience it than just experiencing it. So if you can find a way to try out some sort of VR, whether it's an Oculus like I have, whether it's a Rift, whether it's a Windows mixed reality, whatever it is, the experience from doing it is just a complete next level from seeing it. I mean, other than that, like, I would highly recommend that if you have a capable PC, or if you are looking into buying one from Fierce PC using code Colesy5, and you want to get yourself a VR headset, then do it. You can pick them up secondhand, not that expensively. I think, what did I pay for this? So for the headset, the touch controllers, the 2 sensors, like all boxed and everything, really good condition. I think I paid £180, which is still, like I said, it's a big chunk of money that I could have spent on other things. But the investment that I put in VR, I'm happy with, because this is so cool. I cannot wait to play more games. A lot of people have been saying I should get the new Walking Dead game. I'll look into that. Again, I've just spent a lot of money on the headset. I don't really want to spend too much money on buying a lot of games. I already have a bunch of games now, VR games, that I have to catch up on and play. I probably will be making some VR content in the future, maybe do some streams, I don't know. I'm still like getting they call it VR legs, so playing a little bit every day to try and get used to it, so that your brain is not fighting against you, the fact that you're moving around and it feels like you're moving and it feels like you're in a world that you're not in. They call it like VR legs. It's kind of like sea legs, like so that you don't get ill and you don't want to feel sick or anything. And I make sure that anybody that tries it, I get them to do the same tutorials I did. They do the controller tutorial, they do the little robot tutorial thing, and then if they want to play some Beat Saber or something like that, like, I want to slowly wean people into VR and make sure they're okay. And I tell them, if you feel ill or dizzy at any point, like, you want to take it off because you don't want to try and power through it because it'll make you feel worse. That's the recommendations I've been given, and that's what I'm trying to do for anyone that comes around to try the VR. Basically, it's awesome. It's like one of the coolest things. It is sort of it's a different level of gaming, because no, you're not going to play like Call of Duty in a VR headset. Like, it's a game that wouldn't work in here, but there are so many games that are in VR that are they're different. It's a different type of video game completely from any video game you've played before. It is different, and I can't stress that enough. Like, until you play it, until you use a VR headset, you maybe won't fully understand what I mean. Again, I'm just getting distracted by all the freaking basketballs I have in this apartment. I was throwing basketballs through the hoop. Let me see if I can. There's a hoop over there, and I just spent 20 minutes yesterday just throwing basketballs through that hoop. So there are basketballs they're literally just rolling around the room. I don't really understand why. A little confused there. I went to look for my mouse, and my mouse isn't there. VR is awesome. That's basically what my point is of this video. It's really cool. It's less expensive now. Yes, for something like this original Rift, you do need a PC. I am sorry for hitting the mic again. I can't see my hands properly. I can see it in the screen, but I can't see them in real life, so it's weird. Yeah, for something like this original Rift, obviously you need a PC that can run VR. If you're looking for one, you know where to go. But there are options like, the Oculus Quest, which is completely PC free. So maybe you want to look at something like that. I don't know how that performs. Like I said, this is the only VR I've ever had experience with, only proper VR. I've never tried a Vive, I've never tried a Valve Index, I've never tried any of the Windows mixed reality or any of that. And maybe they're better than this. But for a first experience being in VR, this is already just amazing. Again, I guess just thank you guys for supporting me. Like, this is kind of what I do. I have a small weekend job that I do, but in the week I stream, I make videos. This is what I do. I don't make a hell of a lot of money from it, but I make enough to sort of help out with bills and stuff, and it does enable me to buy things like this and make cool content and get wobbly eyes that I can wiggle around, googly eyes on my headset. So just thank you guys for the support. I've been a bit ill the past week or so I haven't really been making videos or doing streams, but I'm feeling a little better now, and I've been to the doctors and had blood taken and stuff, so That's being investigated, and hopefully I'll be feeling 100% fine soon. But I'm away on holiday, so I wanted to make sure I had content out, and I figured a little review on this VR, this whole VR thing, and this headset is probably at least some decent content. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see some VR content, please recommend me any games or whatever. If you do want to see VR content from me, then let me know. I'm just enjoying it for myself and it being a fun thing for like the whole family to enjoy. Jake really enjoys it. He's coming around to play the new Humble Bundle games I bought because he's played all the other games that we have, and he can play this thing for freaking hours. And I just leave him in like in rec room, and he'll just play paintball or something with like a bunch of strangers on the internet. He'll just do that while I just go about my normal house chores and stuff. He's just in here playing. I have a tiny space here which we try and keep clear for VR now. Little review on VR there, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time. And I won't be wearing the VR headset next, well, unless I'm playing VR, but I'm not going to wear this all the time now. This isn't a thing. This is just for this video. Anyway, thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.